All right, let me read you Tom Brady's quotes from last night's interview with Jim
Amazing what you
Gray.
find
Okay?
at Goodwill.
Tom Brady's quotes from last night's interview with Jim Gray.
Really?
Asked if he was a cheater, I don't believe so. Asked about the Wells report, I don't really have any reaction. I haven't had much time to digest it fully, but when I do, I'll let you know. Asked if the Wells report detracted from his joy of winning the Super Bowl, absolutely not. And asked if the Super Bowl win was tainted by this, absolutely not.
Well, two responses. Number one, who was asking all those questions?
Jim Gray.
Do you know Jim Gray?
I do.
How do you know him?
He's a Denver boy. He's worked in the Denver market, and he comes home to visit his family here in Denver quite a bit.
So there was a great positive reaction to what Tom Brady said last night. Do you know why that might have happened? Was that a press
It was
conference?
a Patriots rally, it seemed like. It was in an auditorium. It was set up about 4 months ago. A lot of Patriots fans knew he
Salem
would be there,
State.
so they showed up.
Don't you find it funny? And I don't think any of our young people are going to know this because they weren't alive then, but this was in Salem, Massachusetts. What is Salem, Massachusetts known for?
The Salem witch trials.
Witch hunts. So this was not a place for a witch hunt last night, truthfully.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
He had a very positive...
Do you think that the Super Bowl win is tarnished by Deflategate?
Not in my mind. I think they would have won anyway. And there's a guy who's very famous on another channel, ESPN, who does his own show, and he said yesterday in his commentary that it should be a full season. He's agreeing with me. The Miami Herald says it can be.
Do you not want to say? You don't
year.
want to say his name? You don't want to say his name?
Sure.
If you don't want to say his name, I'll respect that.
No, I don't. I
Keith
like
Olbermann,
yeah.
who did a fabulous commentary on it.
Yeah. If you saw it, he said he should be suspended 1 day for the deflating of the balls, and he should be suspended the rest of the year for being stupid. And the question I wanted last night, and Jim Gray, who I've known for a long time, and I considered him a good friend, and did you ever see that Woody Allen movie where Woody Allen's character shows up next to presidents and heads a
Zealot.
Jim Gray's kind of like that, I thought. I mean, he just did an interview last week with Tom Brady at the fight.
Yeah.
He did pre- and post-game fights. He interviewed Pete Rose. Jim Gray he was there for the decision when
Yes.
LeBron James made the decision.
Yes, he was
Jim
the interviewer.
Gray has probably been in more important interviews, including last night's. But, Jim, I must disagree with you one thing. You said there's an elephant in the room. You were kind of bouncing around it. The question I won't ask at some point is not, did you have anything to do with deflating the balls? He didn't. He didn't personally go deflate the footballs. What the question is, did you ever have a conversation with employees of the New England Patriots at any time in your career about how you wanted the footballs to be and whether or not you wanted them deflated below 12.5 PSI?
That's the question that needs to be asked. How do you think he'd answer it? You think he's ever going to own this, despite what the Wells report said, that he probably knew what was going on? More than probably knew?
And why do you think, and I brought this up yesterday, why did they use that terminology, the Wells report investigators?
Because it's a legal term.
More than probable.
Yeah.
Well, it's also an NFL term that is used in integrity of the game. Z, who is Don Yee,
Don Yee,
who's his agent, said on a radio show this morning, Dan Patrick, so I'll just say all the names, Dan Patrick used to work with Keith Olbermann, best sports center duo in history of television. He told Dan Patrick that even if something happened, I'm paraphrasing, it's only a $25,000 fine. No, he's wrong. It can include a $25,000 fine.
Right.
And other punishments.
Yeah, the agent, the father, Robert Kraft, they're all playing these games with semantics. And nobody's buying, and they don't seem to understand this. Nobody's buying. Everybody believes those balls were played with, and Tom Brady was behind those balls being played with. And every time I say that, I wish I had found a different way to say it.
How about spear? That we work with the word
those spheres?
Yeah,
well, sure, we could do that. Or those pigskins, although that doesn't sound any less.
Oblong spheres.